What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the brother Gizmo for the donation to the channel via the Cash App. Salute to you for showing love. Once again, I want to just touch on this situation. I do want to touch on this tragic situation that has occurred in Texas. I think it's in central Texas, the Texas Hill Country, where they had those devastating floods that occurred between basically the 4th of July holiday time period. I think it came from the remnants of a tropical storm. I think it was Tropical Storm Barry. And in certain areas of the Texas Hill Country, in particular, I think Kerr County, they had over 20 inches of rain in just a span of, I think, less than 3 days. Now, there have been some conspiracy theorists about cloud seeding to the point where even mainstream news was talking about this. Now, I don't know whether cloud seeding is the culprit of this. And I can't even blame it on that because, hell, I remember here in Richmond 20 years ago when we had, the remnants of Tropical Storm Gaston, which I actually think regenerated to a hurricane briefly when it struck us. But anyway, I remember that storm dropped 12 inches of rain in 6 hours. We had never received rain like that before in Richmond, and this was 20 years ago. So I don't want to put it all on cloud seeding or conspiratorial matters. And the reason why I don't want to put it on that is because I think a lot of people who are doing that are deflecting blame away from where it really belongs. And in my opinion, the blame belongs on the Trump administration because those morons were the ones who made the cuts when it comes to weather services. They're the one that cut agencies that many meteorologists begged them not to do so because it would lead to unnecessary deaths. Now, people say, what were you talking about? I mean, they can't control the weather. No, but when they make cuts like that to the budget or to personnel, you're taking away man hours. You're taking away people who have the time and place and wherewithal to make the observations that could lead to earlier warnings. You're taking away the expertise needed to give people the proper warning to prepare for these types of situations. So maybe you would have had all these children. I think in Kerr County, 30, 40 children perished at Camp Mystic, a Christian summer camp. Maybe if they had known that weather conditions were favorable for the enhancement of these tropical downpours, these tropical monsoon type rains within this weather system that was decaying over Texas, and that it would be in particularly likely in this particular region, if they had known about that beforehand, like they more likely would have before all these massive cuts, then countless lives would have been saved. Instead, over 120 people perished, and I think almost 200 are still missing. So all these things are going on, and Trump is somewhere probably playing golf. Doesn't care. Trump doesn't come across to me as a person that cares about anything, anybody really other than himself. If it doesn't really affect him, he doesn't really care. He's good at feigning concern, but I've said this before. Him and LeBron James have a lot in common, in my opinion. They're both supreme narcissists who have fan bases that will protect and defend any and everything they do. Doesn't make any sense. I'm just like, man, how the fuck this dude bring LeBron James into this? Because I felt like it. And I know it irritates all of you. That's why I did it. Now, unfortunately, when you have these types of severe weather conditions, people are going to lose their lives. There's some things that you can't defend against totally and prevent. You can't do it. But one thing is certain, whether you believe in conspiracies or not, as far as cloud seeding or whatever, we do seem to be undergoing some sort of climate change. And our weather patterns have become more chaotic and more extreme. And we're going to have more situations like this. So meteorologists need all of the money they can get. But as far as as far as in their budget, and as far as being able to predict and detect these rapidly changing weather conditions in some areas. But it's funny how they always got money in the budget to increase for defense. Funny, they always got money for defense though. But anyway, rest in peace to all of the people, unfortunately, young people that perished. And I also want to give props to some of the people that went far beyond the pale when it came to rescuing countless lives. There are a lot of heroes and good people still live in this world. Anyway, tell me what you guys think.